Hello guys, so for today's video, I'm gonna share to you my experiences when I applied in ALORICA, Eaton Century site in Quezon City. So before I applied, I actually asked some of my friends about the company, how good they are in treating their employees, what are the benefits, how's the compensation. So they gave me pretty much good advice, so I decided to apply in ALORICA. All right, and also I took their advice to go there early because there are a lot of applicants every day, so you have to make sure that you'll be on time because there's a cutoff time. And the first thing that they're gonna ask you to do when you enter the recruitment center is to fill out a health checklist form. So there are questions about, of course, your health. If you have cough, if you have fever, if you encountered a COVID-19 patient, so on and so forth. After that, they will ask you to fill out another form, which is like a mini resume. There you're gonna put in your personal information, if you have BPO experience, how long, so for how many years. If not, it's okay, you can leave it blank or you can put NA. Then of course, what's your highest educational attainment, what is the last school you attended, so on and so forth. Then after that, they asked me to do the online assessment. So the online assessment consists of 4 parts. Three of them were audio test and one minute typing exam. So for the three audio tests that I took that time, I'm just gonna share to you the things that I've remembered. So it's all about situational questions. So you will hear a customer on the line, and you just have to pick the most appropriate response, and so it's multiple choice. It's just that the responses you're gonna see there, it's kind of tricky, because there might be two or three same it's like same responses. However, one of them would be the most appropriate. So you just really have to be careful in answering those questions. There's no time limit. However, after you took all the examinations, you're gonna see there for how many minutes or hours you've spent in answering each of the assessments. But there's no time limit, so you're not in a hurry. So my advice is to be very careful, especially if you don't have a call center experience yet. So just take your time in answering those questions. I've seen or I've heard questions about billing. So if you already handled financial account, there are questions about credit cards. If you already handled airline accounts, there are questions about airline tickets. Also, I remembered questions about credit cards, airlines, technical questions. So most likely, if you already handled a telco account, you know what I mean. And it's actually easy if you're gonna analyze it well, and you also have to listen attentively with the customer's concerns, and so active listening is very important. Okay, because there are assessments, audio tests that you are just allowed to click that audio once. Okay, you cannot repeat it, so you have to be very careful. And then the last part would be the 1 minute typing test, which is easy. Well, everything is easy if you're prepared and you listen attentively. You take your time answering the questions, analyzing it. Okay, and after that, I immediately jumped into the initial interview. So with the initial interview, since I already have a call center experience, I have a total of at least 4 years and 2 months in the BPO with two different companies. I also handled three different accounts. So the questions they asked is about my work experiences. What is the reason why I left those companies, and what would be my action plan so it won't happen again in Alorica. Okay, and then the interviewer also asked about my preferred salary. So I guess if you already have a call center experience, it's okay. It's okay to give them your preferred salary. But if you don't have, at least you can tell them that a salary that suits to you know my performance and everything. And um well, sadly, I wasn't able to get my preferred salary. We agreed on a specific amount which I cannot say because it's part of the contract, you know um but I'm gonna give you the range, at least, that I've heard from the other applicants, or the other employees there. Um, it starts it starts with 19,500 uh and above. Okay? And they also give good incentives. By the way, they're gonna let you choose between a customer service representative or a chat support. And what I've chosen is the customer service representative. And they're also gonna ask you if you wanna work on site or from home. So I chose to work on site as well. So that's about it with the initial interview. Um, you're actually gonna sense if you pass the initial interview. They will ask. They're also gonna tell you what will be the account that you will handle. So there. After the initial interview, they asked me to um to take or to do the final interview over the phone. So the same day, someone called me from the recruitment for the final interview. So actually, I'm expecting a mock call during the final interview because that's what has been told to me during the initial interview. In the final interview, there will be a mock call. Then the interviewer will also ask about the reason why I left the 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 two companies and what would be my action plan. But then during the final interview, whenever I had mock calls, it's just the normal question and answer portion. It's like the questions that was asked during the initial interview was repeated. Those are the same questions that was asked to me in the final interview. So the reasons why I left the company, what would be my action plan, am I amenable to work in shifting schedules, and am I okay with the salary that was given to me. So I agreed to all of those questions. And so again, I applied June the 30th. The next day, I got hired over the phone. So June the 30th, I got hired over the phone. The next day, someone called me and sent me a text message if it's okay to process my medical examination and the contract signing by July 2nd. So someone called me July 1st to process my medical examination the next day. So that was July 2nd. So July 2nd, I processed my medical examination as well as the contract signing. And then so here's my contract. Okay, here's my contract. You see there, customer service representative, July 7th, 2020. And of course, before you sign the contract, there would be couple of pre-employment requirements that you need to submit here, first part. So of course you need the medical NBI clearance. So if you don't have an NBI clearance that has a validity of 1 year, you can send them the screenshot of your appointment. Yeah, so you can set an appointment in the NBI website. You can send that to their email, or you can print it and just give it to them. So you should have a proof of your SSS, proof of your TIN, proof of your PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. So there are the pre-employment requirements that they're gonna ask you to pass before you sign your contract. Then after that, there would be additional pre-employment requirements. Okay, like your certified or true copy of your marriage certificate if you're married, two valid IDs, your proof of your educational attainment, and PSA certified or true copy of the birth certificate of your qualified dependent, and BAR 2316 from your previous employer, certificate of employment or clearance from your previous employer if you have, and city health permit or occupational safety permit. And by the way, with the account that was assigned to me, which is Scuba, there's a lot of accounts in ALORICA. I don't know all of them, but they have Scuba, they have T-Mobile. I don't know if they have AT&T. I actually don't know all of the accounts they handled in ALORICA, but Scuba was the account that was assigned to me. And in our account, the training will be, actually our training should start today, July 7th. However, for some reasons, I receive a text message saying that it will be rescheduled by next week. So there. Actually, one of the reasons why I accepted the contract is because they gonna start the training earlier. However, when I receive a text message that the training will not start until next week, I'm actually a little bit upset, but it's okay. It's totally fine. Ang mahalaga may trabaho. And okay, so alright, so much for that. With the training, it would be 49 days. So the first 4 days would be the new employee orientation or the new hire quest. So in this part of the training, they're gonna assess your communication skills, your accent neutralization, your grammar, your soft skills, and there will also be some basics of American or English culture. And after that, there will be a call simulation at the end of the first part of the training. And so of course you have to meet the standards for the first part of your training, so you will be endorsed for the product training. So the product training would last 20 working days. So in the product training, you will focus on, of course, the product knowledge, the standard protocols, performance metrics, and important policies and laws governing the actual process of communicating with your customers. And of course, you also need to meet the standards, so you will be endorsed with the Academy Bay. So the Academy Bay is the last part. That's 25 days, 25 working days of training. So in that part, You have to apply all the lessons that you've learned from the new hire quest and the product training. And in this part of your training, they will also allow the trainees to take in live calls. So those are the real customers, real customer situations and concerns. So there will be continuous coaching and counseling in this part to ensure that we are, equipped and ready to be part of the operations. So that's about the training. And um, I just hope that this video gives you, little hint about the application process. And I can just really say what is the actual salary that was provided to me. I guess a lot of your questions would be regarding the compensation, but just do your best, and all of the assessments, online, final, because you can't go to the initial interview without passing your online assessments, and same time you cannot proceed with the final interview without passing your initial interview. So just do your best. Watch YouTube videos about the questions that is usually asked during the initial interview. So just be calm, be yourself, be confident. Okay? So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and have a great day, everyone, and stay safe.